Today we've arrived at the sunshine coast of Vietnam, Da Nang, a coastal town with long stretching beaches that's welcome almost 8 million tourists every single year. Join us as we explore the vibrant streets of Da Nang, incredible food and also stunning beaches this city has to offer.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, is it a scorpion plus snake?
Whoa, what's happened? What's happened?
It's my favorite coffee now. If you've been following closely along our adventure here in Vietnam, then you know that we spent a couple of days in the northern mountainous region doing a lot of trekking and hang out with local hill tribes. But then after that we took an overnight luxury sleep bus for $15 and it kind of feels like sitting in the first class seat on the plane to a popular coastal town what they call the Miami of Vietnam, Da Nang. We started our day with a breakfast recommended by locals with a dish called quán, which is a type of comfort food here. Basically a yellow turmeric noodle soup that costs us around 35,000 Vietnamese dong per bowl. But then we still feel like we need to be caffeinated, and here in this town there's a very unique coffee that we couldn't wait to try, the salted coffee.
Today is probably one of the hottest days in Da Nang.
Feels like a 40.
It is crazy hot in here.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So the next stop, we're actually here at Bamboo Pop.
And by no means you could try salted coffee anywhere because there's so many cafes all around Da Nang, but we decided to come to this place because they have good reviews. I think salted coffee is something that is interesting because like salt and coffee usually just don't go along together. But I think it's going to be a really interesting combination because we tried a coffee in Hanoi. If you haven't seen our last video yet, go check it out after this video. So Alina has been learning new words, English words every day. So
Yes.
today I'll teach you a new word.
Okay.
In this weather, you say the sun is scorching hot sun.
Scorching hot sun. Today, super scorching hot sun.
No. Today the sun is scorching hot.
Today's sun is scorching hot. Now I'm professional English.
No, be humble.
Learn.
Every day learn new words.
Okay. In Russia, it's always over cold, my phone, in a minus 30 degrees, this is why it's off. But here is another problem, it's overheated. Fix the problem.
Drink is here. Here's a confusion. I don't know whether I should treat it as a coffee or a dessert or a savory dish. Because it's salted coffee. Anyway, let's give it a good mix.
Whoa, what's happened? What's happened?
It's my favorite coffee now.
Oh wow.
It is so delicious. It's like coffee, but it tastes a bit like dessert. But it also has this saltiness in it. It's, oh my goodness.
Let's see, why is that good?
Give it a really good mix first to maximize the flavor.
Reminds me to Baileys, the alcohol, Baileys. Exactly same taste, but without alcohol. It's good. It's good. It's a bit salty, a bit sweet, which is perfect combination because we with Justin always love to eat something like salty, sweet flavor.
It's not just good, it's good.
Good.
It's good. So just now I actually bumped into some international people and apparently told us if you cross the bridge to the other side of the river, the prices are actually 30% less than this area. So that's why now we're actually going to the other area to check out some of the destinations there. The first stop we're actually going to this place called Han Market, which is, I believe it's a market for locals and also tourists for shop for souvenirs, local fresh products, etc. But we're going to check out what's the deal about it. Xin chào. Okay, ready. Bye bye. This is one of the reasons why I actually love traveling in Southeast Asia is because they have got motorbike taxis, which is super convenient for one. And secondly, you get to enjoy the fresh air while enjoying the view around rather than sitting in an air-conditioned vehicle. This right here is the Dragon Bridge, and apparently every weekend at around 9 p.m. Saturday and Sunday there will actually be a fire show where the dragon will breathe up fire, which makes it really interesting here. But because today is not the weekend yet, we're just passing by, but you can already see how beautiful and unique this bridge is with the dragon body, the yellow part. Cảm ơn. Chúc một ngày tốt lành. Bye bye. Yes. So first stop on this side of the river, I actually want to check out this market called Han's Market. And this market specializes in like lots of souvenirs, local goods, and also products as well. Is this local coffee?
Yes, local coffee Vietnam.
Why is coffee in Vietnam famous?
I recommend for you this. Famous in Vietnam. You smell. Vietnamese coffee.
Smells so good.
Smells sweet smell. Look at this. There's actually like a real snack inside.
Is it a cobra? Looks like a cobra.
Mini cobra.
How much is one of these?
150.
Oh.
This is good present for your friend. What?
I don't want to put this in my luggage. Imagine immigration, just pick out a random bottle and there's a cobra in it. Oh my goodness, is it a scorpion plus snake drink?
Yeah.
Wow. Vietnamese people, they don't take alcohol lightly. Have you seen this in Russia before?
No, we drink only vodka. I wanna bring for Justin for the present scorpion drink.
No,
Yes. Yes.
I'm not bringing that.
I want. I think he will like it.
He probably won't drink it too.
I think he will like it.
I don't think he
it's
will.
okay. It just can be like stay like a souvenir.
No.
Yes.
No.
Cái này là half kilo.
So which one is half
Cái này là
kilo?
half kilo, cái này
This
1
half-
kilo.
How much this
Oh.
one?
This is in Da Nang?
Đà Nẵng, half kilo.
80,000 means around $3.
Kilo là 2 bag. 1 kilo 2
Wow.
bag là 6 pound.
Very good.
Wow, good. Half, 1 kilo hay half kilo?
Half kilo.
Half kilo. Thôi half kilo lấy cân đi. Xem 1 kilo, ok?
Okay.
$3 cho mấy.
We end up getting this for 75,000. It's like 5,000 less. I try to negotiate, but not very good at it, I know. But I was just thinking it's only a difference between less than $1, so it's not a big difference. Chúc một ngày tốt lành. Chúc một ngày tốt lành.
Cảm ơn.
Cảm ơn.
Thank you.
Cảm ơn. Thank you. Bye bye. Huge range of different Crocs. This cute.
Yeah, I like it. So cute. So many like interesting accessory for Crocs.
I like how you can mix and matching and buy a pair of Crocs. You can choose the toy thing on top, customize your own Crocs.
Do you want to customize Crocs?
I haven't got a pair of Crocs yet, coincidentally.
And Crocs, how much?
150.
150 for Crocs and 100,000 for the cute things. Oh, this one, see?
Oh,
This is already ready.
that's cool.
So Justin decided to try
Oh.
this.
Okay, let's try. Oh, it's very comfy.
Comfy?
I like it.
Okay then, so we decided by this kind of stuff.
Yes.
Cutie Crocs.
So overall, this is the kind of place where you can find all sorts of different products and goods. But it kind of also reminds me, this feels like to be a Korean market because the seller, in order to be here, they have to speak fluent Korean. Every seller, when they approach me, they start speaking 안녕하세요. And I was like, I'm not from Korea.
This is so cute. This really like showing Vietnam. Red color and the cat. I just want to put in my house on my fridge. 20,000 please. Oh, thank you. Buy everything.
So typically when we travel, we usually don't buy souvenirs like keyrings or magnets, but this time because we're going to Russia very soon to Alina's home, that's why we decided to buy this.
Yes, I'll give this to my mother and she can put on fridge and always think about Vietnam. I want to bring her soon here too.
Alina's parents, they never actually came to Southeast Asia before and they have never seen oceans as well. So that's why we really want to bring them to Southeast Asia and experience this. Personally, I feel like we're kind of in a Korean town. So cafe here, if you look, Korean words. On this side, Korean words again, and then again Korean words. So I feel like personally I'm not particularly a fan of the area that we were in just then, just because I felt like it's a bit too centralized for a specific demographic, Koreans. Everywhere you go there are Korean signage, Korean words, and just even street food, they were selling a cup of kimchi, which is like, what? And compared to the area that we were in Mai Khe Beach, I think that place is more international and also it's closer to the beach. Personally, I feel like I like that place more because the traffic seems to be more calm. And here there seems to be more motorbikes, more cars because it's more urban area. Kind of reminds me of Hanoi a little bit. Before we continue exploring Da Nang, we just really needed some rest up because traveling under this weather, it's very exhausting. We decided to head back to our hotel, and this time we're staying at Malia Da Nang Beach Resort, which has its own private beachfront, and later you'll see why we much prefer the private beach more than the public beach in this city. There are also a couple of swimming pools and infinity pools where you probably find Elaine and I most of the time. This time we're staying at the level room, which is the VIP room in these elegant looking villas, which of course comes with some exclusive benefits like afternoon tea lounge, private breakfast and private pool, etc. But first, let me show you guys our room. This is our living room and bedroom, and it's quite spacious, and on the other side of this there's a balcony facing one of the swimming pools and other villas. It is just really nice to just wake up to these greeneries and coconut trees in the morning. And at the back of our living room there's a bathroom, so we've got 2 sinks in total, which are very convenient because Elaine and I each got one to use. And overall I really think the surroundings and the environment of the resort, the design mixed with the nature, it's really pleasing to the eyes. And this resort is a great place if you're looking for a peaceful holiday. We also made a short trip to the Marble Mountains one day, and it's just a couple minutes walk from the resort. It's a very popular tourist attraction here in Da Nang, just because in the past apparently they manufacture a lot of statues using the marbles from here. But nowadays it's more like a spiritual place with many beautiful temples and several caves where we did some adventurous climbing. We made a mistake by going there during the day, and it was super tough because it was so hot and humid. But I highly recommend to go during sunrise or sunset time. Okay, so while we're in this area, I just want to quickly talk about this area name. It's called Nu Han San. Basically, it means Marble Mountains, and this area is where most tourists actually will stay at, just because there are tons of cafe options, and also the prices are very reasonable for hotels as well. So in terms of food options, we basically eat a lot of different international food here. So for lunch today, we eat at Bikini Bottoms, which is a place that serves smash burger, and the burgers were so delicious just then. We also ordered a side of chips, so tasty. Anyway, there are also a lot more other Western options as well. For example, like for Western food, there is poke bowl, there is movie bowls, there are many very aesthetic cafes. Also, there is like lots of pop-up coffee shops just on the side of the road as well. And of course, apart from Western food, there's also local Vietnamese food. There's like banh mi shops and just street foods everywhere, and also lots of Asian food cuisines as well, like Korean, Japanese. And the good thing about this place is that, I'm a foodie, so prices here, very affordable for food. I think it's around less than $5 to less than $10. You can get a big portion of meal. And yeah, it's just really cheap here. So personally for me, I think it's a really good place for a digital nomad, just because for one, you've got the nature sceneries, it's by the ocean. You've got long stretching beaches that is really beautiful, you can go swim anytime you want. And secondly, it's just the food prices here are very affordable, and also there are tons of transportation options, and everything is just kind of close around here as well. You don't necessarily need to rent a motorbike because you can everything's in walking distance. Even if you rent a motorbike, it's just around $4 to $5 per day, which is very reasonable. And also speaking of cafes, I think most of the cafes here have really good internet access as well. So I saw lots of digital nomads just like sitting in cafe and just work. And maybe after work, if you want to do a massage, there are actually lots of massage places around here. So I think Alina did a massage the other day, and usually it's around $10. When it comes to massage, there are different options as well. There is a sit-in options where you really can enjoy the aircon, or if you want to get the outdoor experience, you can actually stay outdoor, and they will sometimes do it on streets as well. I think Da Nang itself as a location, there is not really a lot to do. If I'm completely honest, it's more like a place where people really come for the beaches or just for living. And compared to the other place that we went to, the Korean town that we went to, I feel like this place just has more nature sceneries everywhere, but more flowers, there are more aesthetic cafes, more options for food in general. So one thing for sure, you can't say you've been to Da Nang without actually checking out the beach, because here in Da Nang there is actually a 30 kilometers long stretching beach, which is very famous because they also call it the Miami of Vietnam here. So that's why today, on a hot and humid day, we're going to check out the beach now. It's actually divided up into multiple sections of beach, and this particular section is called My Care Beach. And if you go further down, which is where all the luxury resorts are, we actually went to this beach called Non Nuoc Beach. So there are many different ones, and this one is particularly popular because it's public. And also there's most people here as well. So the thing about My Care Beach is that at all times you'll see this red flag just hanging there, but you can see it's not really moving much today because rather the waves are very calm and it's not too windy today, but typically it's not very suitable for swimming. And if you see all those buildings in the backdrop, it kind of reminds me of Australia Gold Coast a little bit because of all the tall buildings just by the beach. It is really beautiful here.
You can swim only that side, or that side.
Why?
It says here cannot. I think because here is a lot of surfers that learning how to surf. That's why it's a bit dangerous. So I think we should go that side.
Today the waves are extremely calm. Actually, a few days ago we checked out the beach just at another section, but yeah, the waves were just like crushing on us. But today it seems like it's super ideal. Whoa! Who's the victim?
Sorry.
Also guys, I just got this new shirt. What do you think?
Good. Justin's super handsome now.
I think another thing I really like about this beach as well is that it's not only the tourists that use this beach, also a lot of locals just hang out here. So it feels like, I don't know, it feels more like life, I guess. So we actually decided to grab one of these benches here and drink some coconut because it's our holiday.
So the prices here for coconut is just 40,000, and for this bed it's also 40,000. It's crazy cheap.
For some reason, this beach is really weird. As deeper as you go, as far into the horizon you go, it actually gets shallower in here. Whereas closer to the beach, it's actually deeper. So you can see, even though I'm in the middle of the ocean, it's only up to my knee level. Whereas you can see Alina in the distance, she's completely submerged in the water. So now it's around sunset time and everyone is just coming out from their home to come watch sunset. That's why the beach now is quite crowded, I would say, which is why we're gonna go to our next destination now.
Usually at night, people in Danang, they love hanging out in the city, and the most popular thing to do is to check out the Dragon Bridge show every Saturday and Sunday at 9 PM. It is free, open public, which basically the golden dragon will breathe out fire and water. And right next to the bridge there is actually the Sontron Night Market, and one food in particular that really stands out in Danang region is seafood. And for me, lobster is something that's considered one of the most luxurious seafood you can eat. And I can tell you, I've never seen so many fresh lobsters in my life, especially in a night market at a discounted price. But if we're gonna get seafood, I'm just thinking we might as well go for the best. That's why I decided to go to a proper restaurant for a seafood feast the next day.
When it comes to eating in Danang, one thing you cannot miss is of course the seafood here, because Danang is actually by the coast and every day there are lots of fresh caught seafood. I come from Hong Kong, so I know all about seafood. I literally grew up eating seafood, but I don't know about Vietnamese seafood, which is what we're going to try today.
Hello.
Honestly guys, as I flip through this menu, I saw the prices are incredibly affordable. So for example, grilled scallion with like oyster, it's around 70. Thank you. So like yeah, the price range is super affordable. So this place is actually recommended by one of the locals I know here, and apparently she told me this place, the seafood is good and also the prices are good.
Now we're going to choose our lobster.
The experience holding it was insane.
But it's a little bit pricey than we expected.
But to be honest, compared to other places, I think like Vietnam still has one of the cheapest seafoods around the world. So for lobster, whole lobster like that, I think they're reasonable, I'd say. So the lobster itself end up being around $60 for 700 grams of lobster. And of course, there are a lot of tiger shrimps around here. And then fresh crabs, they're huge as well. A lot of clams, and of course this is Hong Kong people's favorite, the mantis shrimp, and they sell it here as well. So this one right here is actually morning glory with razor clams. So razor clams are those long clams, comes in a long shell, and typically in Hong Kong we cook it with stir fry with a spicy sauce as well. But here in Vietnam they actually cook it with veggie. So there are some fried garlics and also stir fried garlics at the bottom. and it comes with a veggie dish.
So for me personally, I think seafood is something super far away. Like because in Russia we don't have ocean or sea nearby, like my hometown. That's why we're not used to eat seafood. First time I tried my seafood when I was 19 and I was in China. So I don't really know like much about seafood. My parents, they never eat seafood in their life. So yeah, I love seafood because now we can travel in Asia and like I'm just so excited to eat this lobster. I don't eat a lot of lobster in my life, so this is something super exciting.
And this is half lobster for us in a garlic and butter sauce. Typically in Hong Kong, when you cook a lobster, either you would eat it with noodles in a creamy sauce, but this is something new. I've never seen a garlic butter lobster before, so there's going to be something very interesting for me. And the good thing about eating lobsters here at a restaurant is that they will actually help you de-shell the lobster, so it makes it a lot more convenient. And also because these workers here, they are very skilled at cutting lobsters, so I guess you get the most meat out of the lobster instead of going to waste. Like I said, this is going to be the highlight or the low light of this episode. I hope it's good. I really hope it's good.
Interesting. It's good taste. It's not chewy. Easy to eat. I like it.
And also as we speak, the cheese garlic has arrived.
Oh, so cheesy. Wow. Wow, so delicious.
The good thing about eating at a safe restaurant is that they actually can cook half lobster, grilled cheese, and also another half with garlic and butter. So you get the option to choose different sauces. Whereas we saw the other day at the night market, you could only really like grill the seafood, which is like one way of cooking only. So at a restaurant, you get more options. So now we're gonna try the garlic butter lobster sauce. It smells delicious.
Oh la la.
Holy crap, that's delicious.
That's good. Wow. Wow. It's really good. Sauce.
The lobster is so fresh, it still has a bit of chewiness in it, and the sauce itself just complemented with the lobster so well. I think like the butter and the garlic really brings out the flavor of the lobster as well.
It's actually good that this place, they clean for us everything, because I'm sure if we eat at night market, then they will just give us like whole lobster and we need to like clean by ourselves, and I'm sure we cannot pick out whole meat because it's really hard.
We don't have to get our hands dirty and we just eat the meat purely. Mwah.
Okay, now time to try this one.
This one right here is grilled lobster with a bit of cheese on top. So different cooking methods. Let's see if it's just as tasty. Tasty, but that's tastier.
In general, this one tastes good, but this tastes better because of sauce. This too spicy sauce, you know. We can do like this. We take this and dip into this. Perfect. This is cheese combination plus this sauce. What is total damage?
Total damage is 1.7 million Vietnamese dong. So it equates to around $68. It's a little bit over our budget usually, but still, it's a very delicious meal. Happiest day of my life, so worth it.
Because in Russia we don't have really good seafood, and every time when I go to a Japanese cafe and they ask me to eat sashimi, I always said like, oh no, I don't want sashimi. Before 19 years old, when I first time came to China and I first time tried salmon there, it's like wow, it's blown my mind. And now I love seafood, but it was really hard to accept it, you know. if you whole your life don't eat meat and you eat only veggie and you suddenly someone tell you start eating meat, for you it will be a little bit strange. So for me it was like kind of similar. I eat seafood and I don't really understand the taste. But now I know it's so tasty and it's so healthy. I think this was the most tasty lobster I ever tried.
And during lunchtime, there are a lot less people, but still, luckily we did a reservation. Otherwise, we might even not get a seat here, even during lunchtime.